Hi everyone, so we're back with pouch. I've finished my bee. I've done mostly a bit of embroidery on here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bit there, there's quite a bit there. I've still got more to go on this, and I will do a little bit more stitching and put buttons down and stuff, which I haven't done yet. But today my focus is to show you what I'm thinking for my closure. So you've probably watched Rachel's video already. We deliberately decided to do something different to show you two different options. So what I'm going to do is something that's inspired from a few places. So firstly, as I've said before, Rach did make me a trifold pouch. I know I've got it somewhere, but I don't know where it is. I'll have to find it. And she basically had a long strip of fabric. And what she did was she laid down fabrics on top of it. So fabrics to fit, I would cut that. And then all she did was like cantha stitching, long running stitching the whole way along. And so it was a basic like snippet roll, I guess, where what she then did was it was attached, it was sandwiched onto the flap, and then it wrapped around, and then depending on how long it was, it could tuck under the back or the front. So essentially that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a wrap, a snippet roll wrap that will tuck. And there's a couple of people who have done these recently. So firstly, Kelly May Krentz, who is on Instagram, is super creative. She did this Christmas stitchery where she stitched Christmas fabrics and beads. She does a lot of really embellished stuff that you would use to wrap around your Christmas presents. So Mum actually made me one of them, but for my birthday presents. I'm going to show you. She did some Christmas ones as well. I don't know if I've shown you yet. I think I took some photos, so I'll put some photos into the video. So I just cut the video quickly to give you a quick view of Mum's Christmas snippet roll that she wrapped up her friend's present in. So I'm just running along the snippet roll showing you all the different features, which were Christmas coloured, red, white and green mostly. So she had a bow and some buttons. She's got some holly that she's cut out of felt, some sequins, little flowers. Sorry about the wonky camera action. We've got some red rickrack, some little Suffolk puffs that Mum's made, flowers with leaves and berries, Christmas berries, some pretty trims, some gorgeous gold embellishments, hearts, etc. So this is the full snippet roll, and in a minute I'm going to show you what it looked like on her friend's present. So pretty much all she did was use a bright green but plain tissue paper, and then she wrapped up her friend's present with this snippet. So here's what it looked like on the present. I'll give you a couple of photos, and then we'll be back having a look at her birthday snippet roll that she made for me. And then Mum made me this one, which wrapped around my birthday present. So I'm going to bring it up close and focus. So she made a tassel. Just making sure I'm focused, sorry about the wobble. And then she stitched down cantha stitch fabrics in the background and then embellished the top. Okay, so essentially beading, Suffolk puffs, buttons. She's got felt flowers, some hand-dyed fabric there, indigo fabric, made little gardens. That's a very big beaded heart, tiny Suffolk puffs, and then a pretty garden on the end. And then she did happy birthday and then Sarah 2023, so she stamped that. And the back's raw. I think I'll leave my back raw too, because I like the look of the back. And so if we bring, pretending that this was my wrap, if we bring my pouch over, what would happen? Obviously I wouldn't have the garden right in the end there. I'd have another piece of fabric, but that might go under there and be stitched under. And then it's another layer of slow stitching that can wrap around your pouch depending on how long it is, and then just tuck under. Okay, and I love the tassel, so I might do a tassel as well. Mum would have made that tassel. And then the other person who we've just recently seen doing it, I can't remember what she calls them, but she puts them on old spools like this, so she'd rip like her fabric this size, and it's, what's her name, KN3, K3N Cloth Made or something like that. I'll link her at the bottom. I know a lot of people are following her. It's phenomenal how quickly she has gone up on YouTube in a very short space of time with so many followers. She's doing slow stitching, so I'll link her at the bottom. She's been doing something similar where it's a strip as well, so I guess there's multiple places where the idea came from. The initial idea came from Rach, from the pouch that she made me. Then Mum was inspired by Kelly Mae Krentz's video and made the Christmas ones of these and made me a birthday one. So really it's from them, and then so Kelly Mae Krentz, and then I noticed that K3N, KN3 Cloth Made, I can't remember her name, but I'll link her YouTube channel so you can, the one where she makes this, so you can look at that yourself as well. Hers is mostly just stitching different fabrics, different directions. So mine's going to be embellished. So what I've done is I've pulled out a heap of bits and pieces, and what I'm going to do tonight is just play around with how I think this potentially could look, and I will pin everything down and then I will start to stitch it. So I've got lots of fabrics here. So I'm just going to start placing some bits and pieces down and see how they look. Oh, I love that one. I have to have something run underneath that one because they're not quite wide enough. Always got to have a bit of ticking. Now I'm going to be mindful that I will have an end like this that will have to tuck under. So let's see what, ooh, Liberty. So you can overlap bits and pieces. There's some more Liberty. I might put that further down this way. Need some green. I like this one. This is an old piece of fabric. Right. So I'm just playing around. I'll shift things around until I like the look. I need something along there. What could I use? I think these are all probably a little bit. What I could do, got a bit of the sari silk. I think I've shown you this before. I might stitch that along. Have a bit of sari up there, that could work. So I'll just leave that there for the moment. Okay, what else have I got? Oh, this is an old piece of quilt. I don't think I'll use that. Oh, I liked this. It's a bit of, I might snip that. Bit of the embroidery patterns on, but it hasn't been embroidered. I like to use that kind of thing. It's quite a long one. Let's cut that down a bit. Put a bit of this in. And then, am I on screen? Sorry, I have to keep shifting. And then my piece of sari can go there, maybe. So working on the base here, I've got bits of like this where I've actually, this is like a Cantha quilt I've pulled apart, and you find all these wonderful fabrics underneath. I don't think I'm going to use a touch navy blue, it's a bit dark. Ooh, I like the stripe. So you can start layering up and put little bits on. Bit of that green. I could put another piece of Liberty. No, I've already got a big bit of that. I have a lot of, oh, I like the green. Where can that go? Could just be like a little patch. Just trimming it down a little bit. Maybe there. Anyway. Yep, so that's enough of the fabrics. Then I've got, I had these hexagons. I bought a bag of these for $2, a whole heap of different fabrics. I don't know that I'll fit it on. Anyway, I might put that on later, we'll see. Then I've got things to embellish it. So what I would do is I will stitch all of this down first, either using invisible stitch or Cantha stitching, running stitch. And then I will embellish on top. So I think this is going to be my end part that's going to wrap around. And I've got some pretty bits and pieces that will get sewn down. Okay, so some bits of lace. I'm just layering things on so I keep moving it. Hopefully I'm on screen. Just checking, yes, you can see it. I cut out a couple of pretty embroideries off of Vintage Embroidery. I think this one I wanted on the end of my closure. Sorry, just there, that bit. Just trying to keep myself on screen. Just put this piece down. Got a little piece of aquarry lace. Just still trying to work out what I like. I don't want to cover that up too much. Where can I put this? Maybe there, and that one can move along. So I've just pulled random bits, so I'm just playing around with it at the moment. It may end up looking different. In fact, it usually does by the time I stitch it. Might even, once that's stitched down, put that on top and put some rickrack. Different types of trims. Okay, so what I might do is turn off the camera and stitch some of this down. Oh, Suffolk Puffs, I've got them. I pulled some out. Where are they? Oh, I love these. Look at these really old ones. They're so faded on the front, but the backs are really pretty fabrics. Oh, they're so old. I don't even bother unpicking them. I just tear them. Okay, so I'm just going to put a couple of Suffolk Puffs here and there. Anyway, I will keep playing, okay? I will come back and show you, and then of course I'm going to add some buttons, greens, pinks, that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to make it too chunky because it does need to wrap. Okay, so I will pin this all down, do a bit of stitching, come back and show you. Here's my strip all stitched down. This is pretty much what Rach did, but she just did long stitches. I've done them in different directions, so one way then another. And some are a bit closer together, some are further apart. I'm actually almost thinking that it'd be nice just to leave it like this and attach it. I think that might be nice. I'm just going to show you. Because if I do add all this stuff on, I'm thinking it might get too bulky when you're trying to wrap it around. Some of it would be alright, like that would be good. Anyway, I'm going to have a think, play around with it this week, and just decide how much I want to add on. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to add this because I have a bit of that in my piece. I was going to add a bit of this green maybe. Some little snippets. We'll see. Okay, so that's my closure snippet roll. Can be really simple, just like that one, or embellished. So to be determined. All right, so I hope this gives you a few ideas, and I will see you, oops, sorry, that's my fan. I'll see you next week when I should have this finished, and I show you how I put it all together. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again next week. Bye. Sorry, I said bye, but there was one more thing I wanted to show you. So I showed you the wrap that was around the paper on my birthday present. I didn't show you what my present was. So this is what Mum made me. So this fabric is actually one of my sister's digital kits, her digital fabrics, her digital papers, sorry, that she's printed on fabric. And what Mum has done is she has embellished it with embroidery. So she used a single strand of stranded cotton to do all of this embroidery. So can you see it? Look how pretty the spine is with the embroidery. And then all of this was all a single strand. Okay, and then there seems to be a trim down there. A trim, or Mum, did you? No, I think it's a trim. I don't think she embroidered that. A little bit of stitching around Marie Antoinette. And then it's stuck onto an old book, which I think Rach must have prepared, because I'm sure that's one of your fabrics, Rach. And what she often does is she puts a page from the book, or this just could be some old Italian paper, so she's stuck that in front and back. And then these pages are authentic, handwritten, old. I just was going to see if I could see a date. 1877 on that, but some of these will be older. Not sure. There's numbers on here, but I'm not sure if they're dates. Like, look at that beautiful writing, all different writings. So Rach would have prepared actually the book, and then Mum's done the outside with the stitching. But what the book's designed to be is a place to stick down old bits of trims and fabrics and laces, etc. So Mum's put a few in to get me started, and then I'll be able to fill up these amazing pages with more. So that was my birthday present from Mum. So thank you, Mum. Took her quite a long time to stitch. I have a feeling she might be doing some more of these for Rach, and Rach might be putting together books like these. But watch out in her Etsy store, because that's where they'll go if they get done. But I know they take Mum a really long time to stitch because it's only a single thread. So thought you might like to see some of Mum's creativity. I did have her here for several weeks with her treasure hunt, but I forgot to film it. So I'm going to have to get that for you because she has done more. Alright, so it's bye again, and I will see you next week when we finish off our pouch. Thanks for watching. Bye.